yourself a drink and I'll be down in 2 shakes of a lamb's tail.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Stay there from out of town or whatever, we don't give a fuck. The deal is done, now the cake been baked. They need to come on with the drama or whatever they gonna do.
What's cracking, pimps? What is going on? This is episode 12 of the Mac Daddy Seminar, and I am your host, Ryan Seacrest. No, I'm just joking. This is Taylor Dunn, and yeah, man. It's been a good week. Honestly, a lot of stuff happened. Ryan Seacrest, you know? Remember when he was the host of American Idol? In every single episode, he was like, on this week's episode, I will be your host, Ryan Seacrest. Like, who the fuck talks like that, you know? I hate that host voice. When I worked for the radio station, I don't even know if I've ever talked about this on this podcast before, but I was a radio station DJ for like 2 years when I was 19 years old. And let me tell you, the hype was whack. Like, I thought, I was going to be making bank over there at this radio station, and I was making minimum wage, and I capped out every week at like 29 hours. Like, and I say that, I mean, at 29 hours, you couldn't get paid anymore. Well, of course, because they'd have to give you benefits and stuff. Well, of course, almost every week, within the first, 4 days of a 7-day week, I was getting, up to 29 hours. And then I'd be like, okay, well, what am I supposed to do? Because I'm supposed to work 3 more days this week. And they would be like, well, you're just not going to be able to clock in those days. And I'd be like, what? You don't want me to clock in? Well, how would I get paid? I'm just supposed to work for free? So, yeah, I just didn't show up one day, and they were like, you can't do that if you want to work here. And I'd be like, you're not paying me. I'm either clocking in or I'm not coming to work. Like this government shutdown thing, everybody's freaking out about, oh, you know what? Hey, if I was a federal employee and they weren't paying my bills and they called me like, hey, you didn't come into work today. Like, yeah, I'm out looking for a job. And that's another thing, too, about working at the radio station. Like, I had to be so fake with my voice. Like, every time I talked on the air, I couldn't just talk like this now. This is my voice. This is how I sound. Okay? But when I would get on the radio and I would do an ad, let me tell you something, okay? If I'm going to buy something, it's not because of the way somebody sounded in an ad. Okay? You could have anybody on there. To be honest with you, the realer their voice is, I'm probably going to be more invested in buying something, to be honest. Because when I was on that radio show, everything you're hearing on radio is pre-recorded, okay? Like a 7-hour time slot, I'm going to pre-record everything I say for the breaks. I'm not going to sit there because the show that I had the night show I would do it live at 5 in the afternoon, and then I would do a show that started at 11 p.m. and it would end at 6 a.m. So I had the night. But I'm not going to sit there during the nighttime. I would record everything for a 7-hour, time slot beforehand. And I would just record it all and I'd punch it in and it would play automatically. Well, whenever I would go in there, they give me some ads to say or advertise something. And whenever I just couldn't remember anything else to say and I would be just ready to leave, I would just do the same plug over and over again. Where I would just literally go in there and I remembered it because I've done it so many times. This is how it sounded. Are you a Y102 insider? If not, get signed up right now at y102montgomery.com. There they got all of your... Oh, shit, I messed it up. But it was like, there they have all of your concert tickets and a lot more. Coming up after the break, we have Selena Gomez on the station with all the hits, Y102. Doesn't that sound fake? And I would just, every time I'd be driving, around in the car with my friends, and that shit would come on the radio, and they'd be like, oh, look at it, and they all thought I had money, and I'm like, no, I make minimum wage. Dude, I've completely gone off the rails already with this episode. Talking about the damn radio station. I liked working there. It got me a lot of dates with girls. Because they all thought I, had big bank, and I was like, no. I could make more money working at McDonald's than working here. But, you live and you learn, You live and you learn. Let's see, what did it... Yeah, so my 25th birthday was this past weekend, It's so weird, like, once you're 25, like, you are officially not a young adult anymore. Like, 5 years, I'll be 30 years old, It's just weird, like, I went to Chick-fil-A the other day with my wife, and I was like, look at this. And she was like, what? I'm like, I know for a fact I'm older than everybody that works there. And it was weird, and that's just one place. Like, there's several places that I know there are 50-year-olds working at, McDonald's and stuff like that, which, that's cool. You gotta get what you can. You gotta get that bread stacked, however you can. But I wouldn't be working at no McDonald's if I was 50. I'd be like, I can't do that, But yeah, my 25th birthday was straight. We went out and had a good time that night. But look, this is the thing about getting older, okay? When I was growing up, we didn't celebrate any holidays. We were Jehovah's Witnesses. But, so we weren't supposed to have like a birthday party, but my mom would still make our birthdays special. Now, I kind of like to do the same thing. If it's your birthday, it's kind of your day. You get to do what you want to do. You know what I did? This is the thing, okay? This is talking about getting older, and it's talking about compromising in your marriage, okay? Fellas, okay? You want to be a good husband, you're going to have to learn how to compromise, all right? If you just want to be a good boyfriend, you're going to have to compromise, okay? So I wake up on my birthday, right? My wife stayed up night before, wanted to read, stayed up pretty late, okay? I got up, my daughter wakes up. Cool. Made breakfast. That's all right. I don't complain about that. I don't mind making breakfast. And you know what? I know I can set it off in that kitchen, all right? Gordon Ramsay walk up in my house and be like, my God, you are a mad genius, Mr. Dunn. This food is absolutely exquisite. You know what I mean? Because my shit is banging, okay? I can make you a breakfast burrito that make you never want to eat anything else as long as you lived. I ain't going to tell you my recipe, but I get some not hash browns, I get some potatoes. potatoes. Okay? Fry them with a little bit of vegetable oil. Put some butter and some salt on things. Good to go. Then I get me some Kaneka sausage and I cut it up real thin. Okay? Cut it up real thin. Cut it into like cubes, little blocks. And then I get some eggs, scramble them. I put some Mexican cheese and some mozzarella cheese. Put a little bit of paprika in there. Then I take some jalapenos, throw that in there with a little bit of Louisiana hot sauce. Get the hell out of here. On a tortilla, put that in the microwave for a few seconds, then put it in the freezer, and that makes it all stay in the wrap. You know? So you're not eating it and it's falling out the bottom and stuff. Let me tell you something. I can roll the burrito. Ain't nothing getting out of that thing. You can put a damn raccoon inside of a tortilla that I wrapped. He ain't getting out of there. Real talk. Because I wrap it up. Okay? But yeah, man. What the fuck was I even talking about? Turning 25. Yeah. And compromise. So, yeah, my wife, I made breakfast, and she's like, what do you want to do today? I'm like, I don't know. I was going out with my friends later, so I was like, I don't really care, you know. She was like, well, can we go to the Dollar Tree? I don't really care to go to the Dollar Tree, but when I get there, I'm always glad that I did, because, I mean, you can buy damn near anything for $1 in there. I mean, that's why they call it the Dollar Tree, because everything in there is $1. If you go in there and you pick out 23 things, your price for your stuff is going to be $23 plus tax. You know? But, and then we went to some other store, you know. But the reason I'm talking about compromise is because, yeah, it's my birthday, it's my day, but, you know, you still got to take care of the people around you. You know, you can't just go wild. Which I was going out with my friends later, so I was like, okay, that'll be more of my birthday celebration. And we just went out to Biloxi and drank, you know? I just went out, had some Tito's vodka, and straight up, if somebody that's a representative for Tito's vodka, you just found your spokesperson, okay? I will be the most interesting man in the world for a Tito's sponsor. So hit me up, because your boy drinks that vodka like it's going out of style. I call it my holy water, okay? Because I be having a demon inside me, and I pour a little bit of that holy water down there, exercises it right out. Be walking on sunshine, son. Be feeling great. And it's so good, man. You get a little bit of Sprite. Get out of here. I love that Tito's. That's my stuff. Don't nothing come close except for like Goose. But for the price, nah. No. You know? But yeah, my 25th birthday was good. I had a really good time. You know, went to the club. Had a good time in there. I didn't really even dance. I love to dance too. If I go into the club, I'm going to dance. But, I mean, it was already kind of late, and I was pretty intoxicated. I didn't want to make a fool of myself. So, which is odd for me, you know? Because now I'm starting to get to that age where I'm, like, worried that if I, like, go up to somebody and I'm like, hey, let's dance, they're going to be like, no, that fucking weird old dude is over there. And let me clarify something before somebody jumps down my throat about this, okay? I'm a married man, but do I go to the club and dance with other people? Yeah. If I'm just by myself, yeah. This is what a lot of guys don't understand, okay? A male can go to the club and dance with a female and then be like, okay, see you later. You know? And that's, I mean, honestly, that's something you got to work out with your significant other if they're comfortable with that. But my wife is, you know? That's all we're doing. We're just going to have a good time. I'm telling you what, fellas, even if you're single, even if you are single, try this. Go out to the club, approach a group of young ladies, and be like, hey, are y'all just trying to dance? I'm not trying to get with any of y'all, but to be honest with you, I'm just looking for somebody that's here to dance and have a good time. I promise you, it's going to go better for you than going up and just hitting on them, because every girl there is going to think, oh, this dude's trying to sleep with me. If you're just there having a good time like she is, it takes away the creepiness. It takes away her reason to say no. All I'm saying is it's worth a try. It may not work every time, you know, but like I said at the beginning when I started this podcast, this is all just advice, okay? This is a seminar on how I'm going to make you a Mac Daddy, okay? And if, you know, it's advice, you decide to take it or not, that's up to you. You know? So, but just try it. Just go up to her, be like, hey, I'm just trying to dance with somebody, you know? I'm not trying to take anybody home, nothing like that. That's what I do, you know? I just go out and have a good time. I be dancing by myself. Hell, if I have enough of that holy water in me, I be dancing by myself. I be in there jigging. Don't give a damn. It's whatever. But yeah. I was talking about American Idol earlier, and it made me think about, like, how TV is killing itself right now. Like, I watch TV for two reasons. If I really feel like watching the news, I'll watch the news or a live sports event. Okay, that's the only times I watch regular cable television. Everything else is just Netflix. Now let me tell you something. Network television is killing itself because of how stupid it is. I watched some of these game shows that came on after the news last night, and it made me want to jump off the roof of my house. Not because of the game show itself, just because of, like, the acting of the people that they put in the show. Because they want them to, like, act all extra and stuff. And I'm just like, what? Like, I've been on an episode of reality TV. I'm not going to tell you which one it is because I do not want to be persecuted and people laughing at me because of it. But, hey, your boy was working at the radio station, needed a little bit of money. So, me and my soon-to-be wife were on a certain television program. We have one episode, we both made $200. So, who really won? You know, we used that on our honeymoon, had a good-ass time. But anyway, I'm getting off subject. TV is shooting itself because they're trying to remain relevant over all of these streaming services, and they have all these dumbass people that are on there acting a fool. You know? Like, they had this one dude, and it was a game show, and it was just like, it wasn't even like hard trivia questions they were asking him. They were like, one question was, name as many states as you can with 2 words in it. And I'm just sitting there on my couch. The guy was from New York. And he hesitated and lost that one. And he was like, no! How did I not get that one? Oh, Well, you know, and you could tell they just made the older white guy look like he was just such a dumbass and so extra, you know? I'm sitting there watching it like, there's no way people believe this shit. It's ridiculous, man. Like, they're trying so hard to keep up with Netflix and Hulu and Amazon Prime. I mean, everybody is walking away from... I mean, even movies now aren't any good that come out to theaters. I haven't gone to see a good movie at the theaters in like almost a year, probably. Because they're all dumb. Everything is stupid. People are just, you know, if I was like a big name actor, I would be like, hey, I can do this one season of a television show. If it's good, you know, they'll pick it up for another season. But if not, you know, they'll just take it off of there. You know, no harm, no foul. So, but they're going to pay me $20 million to be on a Netflix show. Like, yeah, I'll do that. Why not? Don't even get me started on like what it's done for stand-up comedy, you know? Like, if somebody came up to me and they were like, oh, I got a special on Comedy Central, I'd be like, oh, that's really cool. If you came up and told me I got a special about to be on Netflix, get out of here, dude. I would lose my damn mind. But yeah, TV is getting stupider and stupider every single day. Because you get all of the information you really need and really all the entertainment off your phone. I literally will sit there on the couch with my phone in my hand and just look up and go, what the fuck are we even watching? Because I'm not paying any attention to it because I'd rather look at my phone, you know? I don't know. I need to stop using this phone so much. I remember I took like a week away from social media and I felt so much better after like a week because I just didn't have any negativity or any just stupidity in my life. I was just living without social media and I felt great. Half the time I think about just deleting all that shit as it is, but I decide not to because, you know, how else would I promote this podcast? You know, because that's all anybody else uses now is social media. Yeah, real quick, this is kind of on a, I guess, a sadder note, and I don't like doing that, but I just want to address it real quick. This past weekend, it was actually on my birthday, ironically enough, a tornado hit my hometown of Wetumpka, Alabama. And, yeah, man, it tore up a lot of stuff. And so, you know, it was really kind of heartwarming to see the entire community come together and help out and do what they could, you know, and help out around such a small town. And, you know, so shout out to those guys over there for, you know, sticking together through that. Because, I mean, a lot of stuff got messed up. Thankfully, nobody died or anything like that. I don't think really anybody even got injured. You know, so shout out to, you know, Wetumpka for, you know, standing together during something like that. I know that shit is rough. Anyways, you know, back to the ignorance. Dude, I've kind of run out of things to play on my PlayStation lately because, you know, I finished playing Red Dead. Now I don't know what to play. I play Madden with my friends. You know, we play online. We'll just play football. But I mean, there's only so much you can play that. I get bored of it. You know, I need another like adventure game. You know what's coming out that I'm really considering getting? I might even get it this weekend. They remade Resident Evil 2, and I'm kind of on the fence about it, literally just because I'm such a scared bitch, you know? Like, a scary game like that, like, I'm afraid I'll be too scared to play it, is what I'm trying to say. Like, it's just too much, like, jumping out around corners, and I try to get, like, the full experience of whatever I do. So if it's like a scary game, I wait till it's nighttime, and I cut all the lights out, and I put my headphones on, and I just be in there, you know, sweating, nervous. That one game, Evil Within, when it came out, I was playing that shit, and my wife had gone to bed, and I was it's set up just like Resident Evil, you know. It's pretty much over the shoulder. You're shooting at zombies and demons and ghosts and stuff like that, and you know, you're walking around with a flashlight, so you can't really see anything, and stuff just jumps out at you. It's supposed to scare the hell out of you. Anyway, so I was sitting there playing it, and I guess my wife had come downstairs to get, she had come downstairs to get something to drink, and I didn't see her. Because you can walk down the stairs in my house and go around the back way, not walk through the living room. And, so, hold on, somebody just texted me. I gotta text them back. So anyway, we went to, so I'm sitting on the couch, and my wife walks around the back of the couch to, my wife walks around, damn it, these people keep messaging me, I'm sorry, y'all. Anyway, my wife walks around the back of the couch, I didn't see her, and she goes into the kitchen. So then I go into the kitchen while she's in there, and all the lights are off in the house, right? And I've been playing this scary-ass game, and my wife is standing in the kitchen, and I don't see her until, like, I've already walked till I'm right up on her, and I just see her silhouette, and I'm just like, what the fuck? And it scared me to death, walking up on her like that. I was like, what are you doing? Why didn't you cut on the light? She was like, I'm sorry. And she just laughed. She thinks it's hilarious when she scares me. So, I don't know. I think I'm going to get it, but I don't know for sure. You know, so if you're getting it, you know, send me a comment or something. Tell me how it is. I think I'm going to end up getting it, dude. I always talk myself out of getting stuff like that, and then it'll be 2 years from now and I'll finally buy it when it goes on sale. But yeah, yeah, man. So before we wrap this up, I want to recognize someone who has been faithful to the podcast since we first started. I know this guy personally. He's come up to me a few times and told me how much he enjoyed it, and I have heard from others that he is always talking about it at work, and he's always super supportive. So we are going to name our first Mac Daddy. Now, being a Mac Daddy is not anything to be taken lightly. Being a Mac Daddy ain't nothing to be taken lightly, okay? So if you are a Mac Daddy, you're one of the realest motherfuckers in the game. Now, to do this, to become one, you have to do something to spread the podcast, spread some of this pimp-ass word, okay? And, you know, as time goes on, it's going to be a little bit harder. But, you know, since we're still really in the beginning stages right now, this, to me, was enough to, you know, give this dude a shout-out and make him an honorary member. So, what this means is that he's going to get a t-shirt. Yes, we have t-shirts coming out. The official design has not been released yet, but, you know, I have something, you know, drawn up, and I'm just waiting to get them printed right now. So, without any further ado, our first ever Mac Daddy for the Mac Daddy seminar is Jared Tyre. Jared Tyre is a good friend of mine, super nice guy, and he's a big fan of the Mac Daddy seminar. He says he listens to it all the time in his truck, and he talks about it a lot with people that I know. So you are getting a free t-shirt, buddy, and you are an honorary Mac Daddy. Just don't forget who the real OG Mac Daddy pimp of all time is, and that's me. But yeah, man, that pretty much wraps this episode up. Like I said, I appreciate everybody that listens, everybody that talks about this, anybody that shares this. You know, I really appreciate it. You guys supporting it is what is going to make it continue to build. And I'll see you guys next week.